So I had originally made a video doing this, but I figured not to upload it because it was kind of long and it was just more of the same, and I was actually not happy with this result too. So, and I know that shouldn't be like a deciding factor to upload something or not, but yeah, it was getting kind of long and it was more the same. So I decided to do the bonus challenge that was in the chapter, which is again kind of relating to this topic, but it shows it's like a little bit different and it has like a few neat tricks. So this is just what I did before. Um, it's just like a bunch of spheres like all lined up, and the whole point of this exercise was to show that the further back you go, the smaller the spheres get, and the higher they get and stuff, just to give an illusion of depth. But I kind of failed at that because I made them the same size, so they were supposed to get smaller and smaller, and then like the ones in the back are kind of weird looking too. So I mean, like it wasn't bad, but I mean, like it was bad. What am I even saying? Okay. Anyways, so I'm gonna do the bonus challenge, which is a little bit different, as I mentioned. And then before starting, I just want to show you, because I have been working with the other book, and I mean, I guess these are just lines, practicing lines, and then practicing circles, and like these ellipses, and so on, and then practicing some cylinders and bowls, which my bowls are actually really bad, so I need to practice that. The cylinders aren't that bad. And then I did a little bit of drawing some bottles, which is pretty fun to draw. But again, the bowl part is the tough part. The cylinder part is fine. And then I did this again. So let me bring this closer. This one I actually like a little bit better, but but it could be better. And it was tilted, so you could see like it's kind of like tilted. So next page, there's nothing here. And I'm actually going to start the bonus challenge, which is like a bunch of spheres overlapping each other, but some are big, some are small. Like it's really cool, and it also talks about making openings for holes and a little bit of texture and stuff. So it's a really cool exercise. So getting started is the sphere all the way in the front, which is just a regular circle. So I'm going to start with that. Okay, and let me just fix it. Yeah, I don't know why I did that. I should have just left it. Who cares? Okay, whatever. That's a circle. I'm gonna shade it so it doesn't really matter if I draw loosely. And then so it tells me to draw some guidelines and then use that to figure out where the placement of the spheres are. So let me just like draw a really light guideline just to show. The camera's probably not even gonna pick it up, but this is just to show, and I'm gonna tilt this a little bit just for convenience sake. Yeah, and this is just for the placement of the sphere. Does that even pick up? Oh yeah, it does. Okay. Alright, so now just a few more spheres, which one of them is tiny and over here. And then there's one a similar size over there. Okay. All right, cool. And then there's a few tiny ones around this. So I'm gonna do that. All right, looking good. And then now he adds like some really big ones. So starting here and ending here. So let's try that. All right. And one thing I learned was from the other book is not to draw the circles fast, or else drawing slowly will give you better circles. And then another big one here. Alright, it got a little bit edgy there. You know what, let's retry that. A little bit edgy. Alright. There we go. Now it's a little curvy. Okay, so now what? Now, okay, so he stacks a few circles. Let's try that out. Okay. Alright, and then another one here. Okay, let me fix that. Alright, and then there's like a little baby one here. Right, so far it's not the exact same, but it's similar enough. And then and there's like two medium-sized ones here. Alright. These guidelines actually really help, showing me not to stray too far. And you know, I got a little far away from the guidelines, so I'm gonna add an extra one. This one's actually not part of the book, but let me just add an extra one here. And then one here. Alright, what's next? What's next? There's a huge one on the side. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm kind of sick. That was kind of gross. Alright, and then there's one here. And then one big one here. Alright. And there's some that stray off the guidelines just to show that they're in the front. So let me see that. I drew that circle fast and it turned out crappy. So let's try it a little bit slower. Alright, that's a little bit better. I really need to get rid of this whole perfectionist mentality. Then maybe my drawings will be a little bit better. Or did my hair just get in the video? What was that? I touched the phone. Alright, anyways. So there's a few here. There's a tiny one here. That one's like weird, but whatever. And then there's a huge one that envelops like the whole thing. So this may or may not be terrible. So let's try it. Hey, okay, that wasn't that bad. And then there's one that they're all like sitting on, like basically a planet. And I'm gonna guess the rest of it's like here. Alright. Yeah, that may not be perfect, but it probably should have been like here. That's okay. And ooh, okay, so there's some in the sky. That looks pretty cool. So let me just draw like a small one. And then like a big one in the back. And then one here. Alright, cool. Okay, so that's that for the circles. I like how this one is just like all loose and the other ones are just one straight line. Now for the shadows, so I'm gonna tilt the page a little bit. Hopefully that doesn't screw everything up. So that's that. Let me adjust that. And then now I need to get the shadows that are in between the circles. So let me just start off with this one. And then now what? The shading. Okay, definitely gotta time lapse this. So I'll be right back. So that's that for, oh, did the page move the whole time? Okay, that's that for shading. I think that's enough. And then, so then another thing that he teaches is how to make holes like in these circles. So basically all I have to do is make this ellipse, which I have been practicing how to do. So make an ellipse here. And then you kind of shrink it down to like this. Something like that, and then you just darken the inside just to show that that is the inside of the sphere. And then you shade. Well, let me make this darker. And then you shade the inside. Well, I probably don't need to do that. Okay. Let me just define this line a little bit more. Alright, cool. And then for the side profile ones, it's just the same thing, but it's tilted. So there was one over here, I think. So let me just do that real quick. Actually, no, here. So I hope to practice these a little bit more. And then just to signify that that is hollow, he kind of drew like these circles that are coming out of it. Like this. Well, that's just like motion lines. Alright, and then there was a circle that came out of it. And then more motion lines. Alright, and then there's one here. I'm going to tilt the page a little bit. Okay. And then I think that's all. So, yeah, it turned out pretty cool, but I should practice this a little bit more because I really think this is helpful, learning how to do the holes and stuff, because I feel like that is really important later on. And then I think that's it. Okay, so I looked up back at my camera and I saw that it stopped recording and I got a heart attack, but thankfully it stopped right when I finished the video. I even said, but I think that's all. So yeah, but I did want to say something else, which was I kind of want to do this book off camera too. So I'm gonna do one chapter off camera and then one chapter on camera, like in order, and then just show you what I've done off camera, because honestly I like this book much better than the other book. The other book talks about like the other book is cool, like it talks about techniques and how to use like different types of techniques, but I think this one, like the step-by-step like procedure, is just kind of my type of thing, rather than like the more, I don't know, abstract kind of way of viewing drawing. So that was a weird statement, but I want to do this book. So one video I'm going to do that, and my cat's in the back. One video off camera, one video on camera, and what's up, man? He keeps meowing. Okay, anyways, I think that's where I wanted to end it, and then this video actually turned out pretty long, but hopefully the time lapse shrinks it. So anyways, that is all, so take care, guys.